She was playing with her son. The woman suddenly noticed. Her son's gaze at her was nothing like that of a child. His eyes kept darting around with ill intent. This instantly made her sense that something was wrong. She hurriedly sat up and shoved her son away. But the next second, her son instantly reverted to his usual innocence. At first, the woman thought she was overreacting. But that very night, while she was sleeping in her room, her son quietly crept to the side of her bed. He gently stroked her cheek with his hand. Yet something even more strange was still to come. That day, there was a party going on in the house. When the woman merely gave her husband a simple hug, her son immediately wore a fierce expression, as though he had just seen an enemy. To find out what was really going on, the woman asked her son what had happened lately. Her son said, "I really want to kill you." In that moment, she felt a chill of fear. Out of concern, she tried to step forward and ask more. But the next second, her son suddenly turned off the light, causing her to trip because she couldn't see where she was going. Since relatives and friends were all in the house at that moment, the woman didn't go upstairs to confront her son. Instead, she waited until her husband left for work the next day. She planned to go to her son's room to talk with him, but just as she was thinking about how to start the conversation, her hand accidentally got cut by the piano. She hadn't expected someone to place a razor blade on the piano. Realizing this was likely her son's prank, she flew into a rage on the spot. But before she could find her son, she heard a cry for help coming from the cellar. Without thinking further, she went down. She found her son lying in a corner, his hands and feet icy cold. She thought he must have a high fever, so she hurriedly carried him back to his room. Then she frantically searched for fever medicine. To her surprise, she found the clothes she had lost not long ago in the drawer. Because the situation was urgent, she didn't have time to think. She grabbed a thermometer and returned to the bed. But at that moment, she heard her son mumbling some incoherent words. She tried to move closer to listen carefully. Unexpectedly, the next second her son suddenly opened his eyes. It turned out he had been pretending to faint. This instantly infuriated the woman. She wanted to step forward and scold her son, but as soon as she reached the living room, she saw the picture frame shattered. Angry, she quickly put things back in place and went to look for her son. Then her son frightened her once again. The enraged woman could no longer tolerate it. She chased her son into the backyard. As a result, she stepped on something and fell to the ground. When she looked back, she suddenly saw a hand grabbing her ankle. Then that hand vanished mysteriously. This series of events made the woman realize how terrifying her son was. She hurriedly told her husband everything that had happened. Her husband obviously didn't take it seriously. He said that their son was just going through a rebellious phase. He urged her to pay more attention to their son in daily life. That night, the woman had a terrifying nightmare. In the dream, she saw the same hand from earlier stabbing her with a knife repeatedly. It instantly frightened her awake. Strangely, her pajamas really had a tear in them. After this incident, the woman seemed to realize it wasn't her son who had a psychological problem, but that the house they had just moved into was haunted. Sure enough, just as she had that thought, the rolling shutter above her head suddenly came crashing down.